Netflix's deception has gone too far. Charlie's rage puts an end to Harry's dispute. Remove all royal titles from the traitorous son and his offspring and exiles the ungrateful person permanently. Let me begin by saying how pleased I am to have you tune into the UK royal news trend. Vampire Rebels Palace sources tell the National Enquirer that Harry and Meghan have essentially signed their own royal death warrant. A high-ranking palace courtier claims that King Charles is disowning his son and grandchildren in retaliation for the devastating new attacks on Harry's family that will air in the mega-profitable Netflix docudrama. A high-ranking employee yells, "Charles has had enough." It's clear that Harry and Meghan will go to any lowly length to betray the royals and bring down the monarchy. With this full-bore assault, they've declared war. However, Harry's closest advisors believe the documentary's allegations of racism and cruelty are just the beginning. Next month, Harry will release his frank memoir, in which he is expected to harshly criticise his family members, including his father, brother, William, and sister-in-law, Kate. According to a member of Charles's staff, Charles has no choice but to begin the formalities to take away the titles Meghan and Harry are using to survive in Hollywood and to banish them and their children for life. His Majesty is very proud of his son, and he made numerous attempts to reunite the rebels with the royal family. They were unable to prevent the self-centered Sussexes from committing royal suicide, and now they've been eliminated as a potential heir to the throne. The acrimonious family dispute began in 2020 when Harry and Meghan left their palace positions for a $14 million mansion in Montecito, California, where they now reside with their children, Archie and Lilibet. Conflict escalated to nuclear proportions, however, upon the long-awaited docudrama's release on December the 8th, exactly 3 months after the death of Queen Elizabeth. The Sussexes promised Her Majesty and Charles they would never do anything to hurt them or the monarchy, and they lied, claims the insider of the palace. Harry is said to have had a close bond with his grandmother, but that didn't stop him from defiling her grave with his urine. And, as for Harry's dad, Harry reneged by publicly accusing him of being a bad dad in a TV interview, abandoning him financially, turning a blind eye to racism against Meghan, and refusing to help when she was suicidal. After an immediate truce following the passing of their beloved queen, the family has now decided to pick up where they left off. One more palace insider has blasted the conniving Californians for using misleading photos to bolster allegations they were targeted by paparazzi like Harry's mother, Princess Diana. The red-haired prince was photographed by invited lensmen at a Harry Potter film premiere in 2011. 5 years before, Harry and Meghan began dating, and in yet another photo, Harry's ex-girlfriend of 7 years, Chelsea Davy, was cropped out, but the real him and Davy were there. Another palace informant fumes. Harry and Meghan's lies and deceit seem to have no end. As the king put it, they've betrayed the crown at every turn. Obviously, that's why Prince Charles and William cut off all communication with them. The thought of being skewered in Harry's book or on Netflix sent shivers down everyone's spine. The motive behind Harry and Meghan's attack on the monarchy appears to be financial, according to the snitches. The informer claims that these dirty double-crossers made a $100 million deal with Netflix and that Harry received a basket of books for betraying his family in his 416-page memoir, Spare. Harry and Meghan have already crossed the red line with their Netflix revelations, which also took shots at William and Kate. The palace worker says, "The staff members claim that the Sussexes intentionally overshadowed the Prince and Princess of Wales' trip to Boston earlier this month and at Kate's London carol service." According to the source, Charles had a clear choice, either his turncoat son and publicly obsessed daughter-in-law or the monarchy, and the monarchy had to emerge victorious from this conflict, threatening the royal family continued existence. There is no way to make amends at this point. My opinion of Harry and Meghan has not changed despite watching the Trainwreck reality show on Netflix. Even though I had formed my negative opinions of them as a couple a long time before, their Oprah Winfrey interview only served to reinforce my pre-existing bias. Although I didn't have a particularly high opinion of them before, Harry and Meghan significantly lowered it. They really surpassed my expectations. I had no idea this was even possible. They are the most obnoxious celebrity couple in recent memory, and they are even more entitled, vain, and insensitive than I had imagined. I have zero doubts about their complete narcissism after watching their schlockumentary. They have made the absurd and insane claim that the royal family's animosity towards them stems from jealousy, and they've insisted that the royal family's dislike of Meghan is due to racism, both of which are completely off base. They're trying to make a buck off all of other people's misfortunes by pretending to be victims themselves. And while they're obviously lying, I can't help but think that sometimes they even believe their own lies, which only get bigger and more they're repeated. By using the misleading label their truth, they get people to believe that is, in reality, complete fiction. Exaggerations that are out of proportion and made for dramatic effect sow discord and can lead to many complications. These drama queens become twisted representations of their own glaring inconsistencies, which leads to needless conflict. To think that any couple could be so oblivious to the repulsive impressions they give is difficult to fathom. These people are self-centered liars who think the world revolves solely around themselves. There's no way that Harry and Meghan can find fault in themselves, so they'll not accept responsibility for their divisive actions. When things go the other way, they always attribute the failures to others or label it as deliberate sabotage. Using the word no in reference to them is abusive, and failing to worship them is an indirect attack. While they pathologically pursue attention, they're unable to take constructive criticism. Not one of them has any sense of humour about themselves, identical in every way except for their shared lack of sense of humour. They have a haughty sense of superiority over everyone else, seeing themselves as paragons of humanity. By isolating themselves from the outside world, they've convinced themselves that they are inherently superior to everyone else, and as a result, they can rest assured that their opinions will never be challenged. Despite recent developments, I still think Harry and Meghan are a cute couple. As time goes on, it becomes increasingly clear that they live in a self-contained echo chamber where they constantly hear how wonderful a couple they are. These two are not only a royal pain in the neck, but also a perfect anti-royal example of grandiose delusion. What about you? Tell me what you think about this couple. In the comments, please share your thoughts and opinions, and we can continue the conversation there. Please let me know if you find my video to be helpful by leaving a like and sharing it with anyone who would find it interesting. Be sure to subscribe to our UK Royal News Trend on the YouTube channel for more videos from our crew. Have a good day, appreciate your time, and I'll be back in the next video.